Greeting of the day, guys. It's me, Sahil Jamadar. Now we continue our reading chapter 1, The Wake Up Call. He collapsed right in the middle of packed courtroom. He was one of this country's most distinguished trial lawyers. He was also a man who was as well known for the $3,000 Italian suit which draped means arranged in gratefully. His well-fed frame as for his remarkable string of legal victories. I simply stood there, paralyzed by the shock of what I had just witnessed. The great Julian Mantle had been reduced to a victim and was now screaming, rigging on the ground like a helpless infant, shaking and shivering and sweating like a maniac. Everything seemed to move in slow motion from that point on. My God, Julian's in trouble. His paralegal screamed emotionally, offering us a building glimpse of the obvious. The judge looked panic-stricken and quickly muttered something into the private phone she had installed in the event of an emergency. As for me, I could only stand there dazed and confused. Please don't die, you old fool. It's too early for you to check out. You don't deserve to die like this. The bailiff, who earlier had looked as if he had been emblemed in his standing position, leapt into action and started to perform CPR on the fallen legal hero, and paralegal was at his side, her long blonde curls dangling over Julian's ruby-red face, offering him soft words of comfort, words which he obviously could not hear. I had known Julian for 17 years. We had first met when I was a young law student hired by one of his partners as a summer research intern, junior. Back then, he had it all. He was a brilliant, handsome and fearless trial attorney, qualified lawyer with dreams of greatness. Julian was the firm's young star, the rainmaker in waiting. I can still remember walking by his legal corner office while I was working late one night and stealing a glimpse of the framed quotation purchased on his massive oak desk. It was by Winston Churchill, and it spoke volume about the man that Julian was. Sure I am that this guy. This day we are master of our faith, that the task which has been set before us is not above our strength, that its pangs and toils are not beyond my endurance, as long as we have faith in our own case and an unconquerable will to win. Victory will not be denied us. Julian also walked his talk. He was tough, hard driving and willing to work 18 hours days for the success he believed was his destiny. I heard through the grapevine that his grandfather had been a prominent senator and his father a highly respected judge of the federal court. It was obvious that he came from money and that there was enormous expectations waiting on his Armani-clad shoulders. I will admit one thing though, he ran his own race. He was determined to do things his own way, and he loved to put on a show. Julian Androgeus, immortal courtroom theatrics regularly made a front pages of the newspaper. The rich and famous flocked to his side whenever they needed a superb legal catechism with an aggressive edge. His extracurricular activities were probably as well known. Late night visit to the city finest restaurants with sexy young fashion models or restless drinking escaped with the rowdy band of broken he called his demolition team became the stuff of legend at the firm. I still can't figure out why he picked me to work with him on that sensational murder case. He was to argue that first summer, though I had graduated from Harvard Law School, his alma mater, I certainly wasn't the brightest intern at the firm, and my family pedigree reflected no blue blood. My father spent his whole life as a security guard with a local bank after a stint in the Marines. My mother grew up unceremoniously in the Bronx. Yet, he did pick me over all the others who had been quickly lobbying him for the privilege of being his legal gopher on what became known as the mother of the all murder trials. He said he liked my hunger. He won of course, and the business executive who had been charged with brutally killing his wife was now a free man, or as free as his cluttered conscience would let him be. My own education that summer was a rich one. It was far more than a lesson on how to raise a reasonable doubt where none excited. Any lawyer worth his salt could do that. This is a lesson in the psychology of winning and a rare opportunity to watch a master in action. I soaked it up like a sponge. At Julian's invitations, I stayed on at the firm as an associate, and a lasting friendship quickly developed between us. I would admit that he wasn't the easiest lawyer to work with. Serving as his junior was often to exercise in frustration, leading to more than a few late nights shouting matches. It was truly his way or the highway. This man could never be wrong. However, beneath his cruddy exterior was a person who clearly cared about her people. No matter how busy he was, he would always ask about Jenny, the woman I still can call my bride. Even though we were married before I went to law school, on finding out from another summer intern that I was in a financial squeeze, Julian arranged for me to receive a gorgeous scholarship. Sure, he could play hardball with the best of them, and sure, he loved to have a wild time, but he never neglected his friends. The real problem was that Julian was obsessed with work. For the first few years, he justified his long hours by saying that he was doing it for the good of the firm, and that he planned to take a month off and go to the Caymans next winter for sure. As time passed, however, Julian's reputation for brilliance spread and his workload continued to increase. The cases just kept on getting bigger and better, and Julian never one to back down from a good challenge, continued to push himself harder and harder. In his rare moment of quiet, he confident that he could no longer sleep for more than a couple of hours without waking up feeling guilty that he was not working on a file. It soon became clear to me that he was being consumed by a hunger for more prestige, more glory, and more money. That's enough for today. We continue our reading from next paragraph of that topic. Okay, bye. Have a good day.